This might probably be the most budget-friendly smoke machine out there that's surprisingly pretty good. And it makes almost everything look cinematic, almost. And just like that, I can add atmospheric haze to my scene and it looks a lot cooler because it just added depth to this small and tiny room. One thing that's unique about this thing is that it has a built-in fan and RGB light right here. And we'll see later on whether this light is any good or if it's just a gimmick. The fan though, is actually pretty useful. So most shots and scenes that you see in movies have haze, atmospheric haze or smoke that's been added to them. And that is mostly because it helps add depth to the scene, making it look a little bit more 3D. This is the Colbor CF5 or Cineflare CF5. And it's a handheld smoke machine that is budget friendly. One thing I do want to mention that Colbor did send this to me for me to check out, but this is not sponsored and they do not get to see this video before you do. One of the things that I like about this is that different kinds of smoke that I can get. One of them is a dry ice effect where I can spray that smoke around its surface and it lingers and it just floats in that surface for a bit. Then I also had that during my wedding too, so it's pretty cool. But this is not going to work for a wedding because this is used for smaller spaces. Depending on the accessory, you can get dry ice effects or just overall atmospheric haze for your scene. You get this little traveling case. You get the actual smoke machine, the fluid, you get the RGB and fan attachment, fluid chamber, a remote, and a ton of different accessories to control that smoke. So the machine has a nice black matte finish, which makes it look very sleek and very clean. There is a little LED screen as well, and one cool thing about this is that you can press this button and it becomes like a little gun for where you can shoot that smoke from. This also has 40 watts of output, so it is quite strong for something so handheld. Keep in mind though that after using this for about 60 seconds, you do have to let it rest for about 10 seconds so that it doesn't overheat, which is a great safety feature in my opinion. For first time use, you get this little liquid chamber that you attach here. I like that they include this because these smoke machines can get kind of oily after use, so it's good that they allow you to store that here. The one thing I have to say is that there is no indicator here, so a line would have been good just to show you where exactly that halfway point is. I do have to say that it's not very easy to see the amount of liquid remaining from this angle, so that's something that I do not like. So you long press that power button and then this turns on, and then you can either hold, long press this button and the fog will come out. If you release it and it stops, you can also choose to double tap it. We'll try that again. You can also choose to double tap it and let this run, double tap again, and it will stop. You can also press the power button once and that'll toggle the output speed and the density. So there are 5 levels for each. And depending on how you use it, you can get 25 different type of smoke outputs. So let's see what this looks like right now. Pretty constant. And I'll adjust the speed, lower it down. Let's check that density here. Maximize it. You can also, once you're here, press the plus button and you'll enter master mode, which allows you to set intervals and duration for different smoke effects. So you can further fine tune it to automize some sort of smoke effect. So that is pretty cool. So going back to this attachment, you can release this one here, the top adapter, attach this magnetic fan. You control this independently from the main controls on the body of this smoke machine. With M selected, you can toggle that fan. There are 3 speeds. You select M again, and now you can toggle through the different colors. You can adjust the intensity of the colors. There are 3 levels of intensity. To change the color, you can long press the up or down, and it'll shuffle through the different colors. I am not sure how color accurate what the CRI index is of this little RGB light, but I think that it's a very handy feature to have this here to create some really cool effects. So let's try doing some sort of long exposure effect using this, or slow shutter. Maybe this could be done for a music video. Who knows? It takes about 2 hours to charge this, and it runs for 30 minutes at 100% power. If you use it indoors though and haze up your scene a lot, make sure you remove your smoke detector just in case you don't want to trigger it by mistake. Should you get this little smoke machine, I think for the price, you can't go wrong. It's actually very nicely built. I like the matte finish. I like the different accessories that you have. And even though this light might seem a little bit gimmicky, I like that you have this just to be able to play with different types of effects. Also, the fan that comes in here, I find that quite useful as well. I like that the chamber in here, it's actually self-contained, even though I'm not able to see the level of that liquid very clearly through here. I guess it's not too bad. But what I like about this being in there is that there is no oil leakage, which I find is usually the case with other handheld smoke machines. So that is a big plus. So far, so good, no leakage whatsoever. The master mode is another useful feature to have, although it's not a feature that I would personally use a lot. I think it's good to know that you have that available. I do really like the ability to control the density and the output power of your smoke. One thing I want to mention about this, one of these accessories though, is that it feels very, it sounds terrible when you do that. Sorry about that. And it feels a little bit plasticky, not as sturdy compared to the rest of this product. I like that it comes with a carrying case as well. Pretty useful and handy to have. There is a remote, but I do wish that there was Bluetooth compatibility with this, maybe via an app. So maybe that's something for the future. One more thing as well is that there is a thread here at the bottom where you can mount this on a tripod or on a light stand, and combine that with a remote. You can just trigger it from far away. All in all, I think this is a great solid product for the price, and especially if you're filming a lot in smaller environments, if you do portraits or product shoots indoors, this would be really good to use. If you're in a big space, this might work, but it might just take a long time for you to haze up the entire space. And by the time you're done hazing it up, you might have to rehaze it again because some of that smoke may have dissipated. So probably not great for big spaces, but for small rooms, medium-sized spaces, or for tight shots, I think this is really useful. Do you normally use smoke machines? Let me know in the comments below if you do. And if you're still here, here are a couple of videos you could watch next, and I'll see you there.